all. So all of you observe what will happen in our surroundings in front of your home also you can see. So as soon as fertilization occurs, so what will happen? We are getting the zygote. Who is that? Some people are making noise. So zygote will form. So formation of zygote only we used to call what process, everybody? It is called as fertilization. Understand? So after fertilization, what will happen? Zygote will start dividing several times, and that it will turn up into what? Everybody? It will turn up into embryo. Okay. So further like division of the cells will take place. Now, the ovule develops into a seed. An embryo with a supply nutrients which is present in the seed coat. So what will happen once the embryo will forms, which is actually entire process will takes place inside the ovule only. So where the male gametes will reach. So inside the ovary, it will be turned up into the embryo. Now what will happen once the embryo forms? So slowly all the parts of the flower. Can you tell me what is the parts of the flower? Slowly, anybody? One by one. What is the parts of the flower? Sepals, petals. Teriyaga, what is the parts of the flowers? Anyone? That is what you have said. What is the parts of the flower I am asking? Anybody?
Sepals,
Yes.
petals,
So
receptacle.
what will happen? As soon as you can notice in our garden, you can notice in our agriculture land, everything, as soon as fertilization will take place, all these petals, sepals, and style and stigma, everything, they will start degenerate and usually fall off. They all will be falling off. They will just slowly fall off from the flower. All the parts of the flower, sepals, petals, style, stigma, everything, because already fertilization over. So the ovule alone develops into a seed. Finally, the ovule after fertilization. So what will happen, everybody? The ovule develops into a seed. That seeds only actually is the future offsprings. So what will happen here? After fertilization, the zygote will divide several times and it will turn up, it will form into a what, guys? It will forms into a embryo. Understanding? So within the ovule, that is very important. So inside the ovule, the zygote will turn up into embryo. Now you remember here, the ovule will develop a tough coat surrounding by this embryo that is only containing a tiny root. The tiny root is only ways to called as radical. In this picture, you can notice it. So it will develop a tough coat surrounding by it, and that embryo contains, what is the seed embryo? It will contains a small root. That small root only we used to called as, what is that called as, everyone? The small root we used to called as radical. Clear? And the future shoot we used to called as, in this picture you can see, the small root we used to called as what, everybody? Small root is present inside the embryo. That embryo small root we used to called as, what is that called? All of you please respond. Radical. And future, if you put inside the soil, it will start growing. That future shoot we used to called as plumule. Do you understand, all of you? Plumule. And the seed part, what we are eating. How many of you are eating the seeds? That edible part, what we are eating, actually, it is only called as cotyledon. What was to call, everyone?
Cotyledon.
Cotyledons. What is the use of these cotyledons? They only contains what? Anyone? They only contains of food reserves. It is actually a food bank. So during the germination of seed, no seed can undergo the photosynthesis for production of food. So that is why until the seeds will turn up into a proper plant for continuing the photosynthesis, who will provide the food? Everybody? Who will provide the food? The food containing part of the seed, that is only called as, what is that called?
Cotyledon.
So three parts of seed. 3 parts of seed. What is that, everyone? Cotyledons. The edible part of the seed is only called as cotyledon. Next, the future root of a seed. What is that called? Embryo, actually. The future root of a thing. What is that called? A radical. And the future shoot of a plant, seed, we used to call as plumule. Understanding? So please write it, everybody. Now, there will be a coating, protective coating for this entire embryo. Who will develop this protective coating? Just now I told you. Who will develop this protective coating? Everybody, a tough coat to fight it. Everyone, who will develop, guys? A tough coat is developed by ovule. Who will develop this tough coat, everyone? Ovule. Clear? So ovule only will develop this tough coat and then it will be turned up into the seed. Now you can see the endosperm cell, I said. How the endosperm cell will form? Anyone can tell? Endosperm cell will formed by something. A second male gamete. Second male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus and it will form the endosperm. That endosperm only we used to call something. Anybody can tell? We used to call it, yeah, food storing tissue. So that what will happen? The this cotyledons actually contains the food reserves and the endosperm cell which will divides to form the endosperm or nutritive tissue. That is what the food tissue which will supplies the nutrients, which will actually supplies the food to the developing embryo. That is the importance of endosperm. Means when the embryo is in undergrowing, under development, who will provide the food? The endosperm. Endosperm will provide the food when the embryo is in undergrowing. So please write it. Under the development of embryo, who will provide the food? Endosperm. Understanding, everyone? So once the seed will start matures, it will become very hard and it will become dry and it will get the capacity for surviving. That's what we used to say, enabling it to survive in adverse environment conditions. So that is how the seed will turn. Only when the seed will turn up into plant, anybody? When it will get the suitable conditions. If not, it will be under some period. Anybody can tell me what is that period called? Dormancy period. Do you understand it? So the embryo and its food supply are enclosed by a protective coating for the adverse conditions of the environment. That is only called as, what is that everybody called as? Everyone, seed coat. That, understand, the protective layer which will protect the entire seed from what conditions? Everybody, from what conditions? Adverse environmental conditions means no suitable temperature, no suitable water, like a supplying of moisture, etc. So by that time, who will protect the entire seed? Everybody, the seed coat will protect it. That is what we used to, that period is only we used to call. What is the period we used to say? Dormancy period. Clear, everyone? So that is how the seed will forms. See, formation of seed, your book also they have been given, you can notice it. Very simple, they will give you. So this much in-depth meaning it is having. If I go through the paragraph, these many questions I can form it. That's what I'm saying. So when I'm reading for your preparation, so the small paragraph having these many things. So they may ask you many things. So what is the future shoot, everybody? What is the future shoot we used to call as? What is the future root we used to call as? Radical. So tomorrow we'll see germination of seed. Who will grow first? Shoot or root? That is very important. So any kind of seed, any direction, even germination of seed, we studied the example of one tropism. Anybody can tell me? Advantages of tropism, we studied that. All of you?
Chemotropism.
No. There is another tropism. Anybody? Girls? Geotropism. Very good. What is that? What we studied? Any position you can plant the seed. You can sowing the seed in any direction. Always root will grow downwards and shoot will grow what? Shoot will grow in the upwards. Do you remember, everyone? All of you, we studied or not? Nitakshri, Abhirami. So that is the advantages of geotropism and as well as another phototropism. So shoot always, whatever the direction you plant the seed, always the shoot will grow towards to the light and the root will grow towards to the ground. That is what gravity, geotropism. Understanding? But which part of the seed will grow first, everybody? Which part of the seed will grow first? Root will grow first. Understanding? So first root it will grow. So why root will grow? Anybody can tell? What is the advantage of growing the root in the first part of the seed? Anybody? Because
So for getting water, nutrients from
yes,
soil.
it needs to get water, nutrients, everything from the soil. And not only that, Hari. So it will try to grow the root as big as possible so that when the shoot will grow, it has to stand. Do you understand it? It has to stand vertically. It should not fall off. So for that purpose, to get the support from the soil, the root will grow as deeper as possible and it will makes the entire root stronger to support the shoot. Once the shoot will develop so that the roots can uphold it or it can make them to stand properly. So that is the importance of root. So in always in any seed, first root only will grow. Means root means what? That is only called as radical. Future root and future shoot. All of you clear, everyone? Clear? Understanding, Amma? So this ovary, which is already forms the seed, it will only develops into a what? Fruit. Whatever the fruit we are getting, the seeds will develop and the entire ovary turn up into the fruit. So the whole ovary after fertilization, it will develops into a fruit, which will protects the enclosed seeds. So many of you think, what is the importance of fruit? You can cut the apple, if you can cut the any kind of thing. The seeds are presented inside the fruit. Am I right or wrong? Everybody, please respond, guys. Any kind of, you can take any kind of fruit. The seeds are present inside or outside the fruit. Anybody? Please respond. Inside the shell. Correct or not?
Inside the
Why?
fruit.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because to protect the seeds. Fruit is not developing because humans will eat or animals will eat. It is to protect the seeds. That is the purpose of growing the fruit. The entire ovary develops into a fruit because to protect its babies, protect its offsprings. Who is the offspring actually in plants? Anybody? Who is the offspring? Seeds. So seeds has to be protected by the fruit. That is the purpose. The plant will develop the fruit over the seeds. So the seeds are enclosed. It will protect the enclosed seeds. That is only we can say the ovary develops into a what? Everybody? Ovary develops into a what? All of you. Into a fruit. So what is the importance of fruit? Anyone? For eating purpose. Importance of fruit is what? Which will protect the seeds. Understanding. What seeds? Enclosed seeds. So the seeds are actually developed outside the protective layer called as fruit, we used to say. So now, once the ovary will ripens and it will be like it will forms the fruit. That is how it will be. It makes the seeds are present inside. So this wall of ovary may harder and it may become a pod. And some plants you can see pods. Pods you can see that. Like you can notice the Bengal grams, popcorn, or you can see bean seeds and all. They'll be present inside the pods. Am I right or wrong? There is a green color coating layer surrounding by that. Have you noticed it, everybody? Please respond.
Yes.
If you remove it inside only, we can notice the seeds. Am I right or wrong, guys? All of you? Yes, please. What is the
Sir.
importance of these pods? Actually, the pods important is a pea pod. If you so what is a pod actually? A pea pod is actually a fruit. A pea pod is actually a fruit. So it has seeds of pea plant inside. That is what we used to call as fruit. Fruit means don't think only the apple or some other thing. Everything. The pea pod is actually a fruit where it is protecting the offsprings. So offsprings are present inside the pea pod. So outside it will be turn up. It will produce the protective layer. So that is how the seeds will protected by the fruit. So I hope you all understanding, everybody. So that pod, which is actually a poppy, or it may be like we can
Yes,
see
sir.
a fleshy, like we can see in tomatoes and all. Have you seen the tomato? How many of you are eating? I think there is no one which is not yet the tomato yet. Am I right, everyone? So tomato, many seeds are there. If you cut it into the middle, you can see that the tomato seeds are arranged in the like a sacks. Am I right or wrong? There is a cells inside, and outside there is a fleshy layer, which is actually edible part, which we people will eat. So what is the purpose of the tomato growing actually? For protecting seeds. That is what it is. But the seeds may be one seed or maybe many seeds. How many of you seen avocado? Avocado fruit, have you all seen? Avocado, Mr. Guru? Yes, please. Avocado, have you seen the avocado fruit? Everyone. So avocado, if you have seen, only there is a single seed. Entire avocado fruit is growing to protect the single seed. Very big size avocado. Avocado seed you can see. So avocado is a single seed present to protect the entire thing. So the seeds may be present. Suppose how many of you ate apple? I don't think so. There is no one who not ate apple. So apple contains what? Many seeds or only one seeds? Anybody? Yes, please. Many seeds. So the seeds may be one or many. You can notice the avocado. How many seeds are there? You can notice. Each avocado fruit contains only, yes, please, single seed. So to protect the seed, actually, so surrounding it will be a fleshy, like plums, or you can take potatoes or tomatoes. You can see, not potatoes, tomatoes. You can see. So many seeds are present inside. So that is what, like you can see. So the seeds may be present one or maybe many. So as soon as the fruit will breaks open, then the seeds will come out and they will be turned up into the new offsprings, new baby. So the embryo which lies inside the seed, that is what the future shoot and future root. That is the period we used to call as, what period we used to say? They are actually, yes, please. They are dormant in the stage, dormant in the seed. So at the favorable conditions, they will become active and they will be germinating into what, guys? Please respond. They will germinate into what? Into a small seedlings. Clear, everybody? Through the seed germination process. Okay, small seedlings through the germination process. So the germination of seed and how it will be takes place, that is all we'll discuss in tomorrow's class. And then we'll continue the reproduction in human beings. So only germination of seeds is remaining. I hope you all understanding. So when it will be takes place, how it will be takes place. Keep it in mind. The fruit, once it will breaking open, that is what it will breaks, that all the seeds will releases. Then only that seeds will actually will turn up into a new seedlings, new offsprings when they will get the suitable conditions. Are you clear, everybody? All of you, please respond, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can notice it. This is what is the seeds located, you can see. So when I cut the tomato, these seeds will come out. This edible fleshy part only we people are consuming. So inside these sockets, you can see number of seeds, many number of seeds are present. These seeds actually in a what condition now? They're actually in a what state? They're in a dormant stage. So once they will get the suitable conditions, environmental conditions, that is very important, or we can say favorable conditions, they will turn up into the what, everybody? New seedlings or new offsprings. That is what I want to say. Now in plants, male gamete, actually nucleus forming, zygote is forming, correct? All of you note it. Okay, so remember, in male gametes, actually one nucleus is present just for one purpose, your purpose only I'm saying. So, and egg cell also having one nucleus. So egg cell, so they will be turned up into the zygote. So zygote contains what, everybody? 2 nucleus. Clear? And another male gamete is further secondary nucleus, it is reacting. Another male gamete, 1 nucleus with the secondary nucleus containing 2 nucleus, so that endosperm which is forming. Actually, what is the use of endosperm? It will provide the food for what?
Food storing, sir.
Food. When it will supply the food to the home, everybody.
Em-
Developing embryo, which contains the 3N. 1N reacting with the 2N, 2 nucleus. That is what secondary nucleus. It will be turned up into the endosperm. So this is what is about how the seeds will turn up into the seed. How the after fertilization, pollen grains will reacting with the female, that ovaries, that is what eggs inside the ovules. So how they will turn up into the seeds, and how that seeds protected by the fleshy layer, a edible layer, or whatever it is, that is what we used to call as a fruits. So you can see pea pods, all of you. So pea pod is a what, everybody? Pea pod is actually a fruit. Fruit means not only what we are eating. So this is what we used to call as pea pod is a fruit. You can see how it is protected. This protecting layer is actually is a what? Fruit. So the fruit is protecting the seedlings inside. Sorry, not seedlings, seeds inside. That is only we used to call as fruit. So the ovary only develops into like this fruit. You can notice it. All of you clear, everybody? Understand, Amma? Girls?
Yes, sir.
Boys? So everything you can see. If you take the wheat seeds or Bengal grams or corn or bean seeds, whatever it is, you can see. So all these crops or whatever it is, all the seeds can be used to grow new crops only under the suitable conditions. So that is what when they are in inside, like they are in not germinating stage. That is a period we used to call as, what is the period we used to say, everybody? Dormant state. Understanding? So when they will get the suitable conditions like water, air, warmth, then the warmth means temperature, they will start germinate and they will turn up into the new plant. So that is how the parent plant will reproduces more plants like itself by forming the seeds through the seeds through flowers. So through the flowers, the plant will produce the seeds. The seeds only actually they are the offsprings of the past generation. So future generations, that is what we used to call as. Clear? And the baby plant is only known as embryo. That is also, please note it. The baby plant is only we used to call as embryo. That embryo actually, which will get the food when it is growing, it will get the food from the endosperm. So that is how it will be taking place. Then we'll see then tomorrow germination of seeds, and directly we'll go to the concept called as reproduction in human beings. And hopefully tomorrow we'll discuss reproductive system in human beings. That is what male gametes and female gametes, and then we'll further proceed what will happens. Okay, so this is all about it. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. I hope you all understanding, guys. Everybody clear? All of you?
Yes, sir.
So please continue. Anything doubt, you can ask me. So it is most important concept. So we'll continue here in the tomorrow's class. Thank you, everybody. Get back to work. Take your NCERT book till fertilization, sexual reproduction in plants completed except germination of seeds. Start reading. Simply don't sleep and don't use the phone. I'm very, very serious. Not going to excuse anybody for any reason. Okay, if not interested, study. Otherwise, you can get out. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet in tomorrow's class.